Hi everyone and welcome to another video from DisplayRepair.com. In this video we're going to show you how to use an OBD2 scanner tool. Besides that, we'll show you how to find the connection port as well as what are the advantages of knowing this. So stay tuned. DisplayRepair.com. Now, when searching for the OBD port on your car, the first place you should check, and the most common place where the port is around the steering column, okay? So either look places like right beneath the steering wheel, in the footwell. In case of the Skoda Fabia, which we're showing this example on, the OBD port is right behind this compartment here. So you take it off like this, okay, and the OBD port is located right behind it. On a lot of cars, it's common that the OBD port is hidden behind compartments like these. On some cars, the port location may be somewhat different. For instance, on this Renault Clio, the OBD port is right under the ashtray, right here. Whatever the case may be on your car, I would advise to either look at the user manual or Google it for your car model exactly. This way you'll save yourself some time. Now, before we start, I must mention that we're going to show this example on a classic OBD scanner, so to say. So it has the connector, the cable, and the scanner. Other popular scanners are ones that have a wireless connection from the OBD connector to a smartphone with an application. It's also a good scanner tool. The other common option is an OBD cable which connects to a laptop, and the laptop has an installed program which can also scan the car. If you're going to use a laptop to read the OBD2 codes, if it's a specialized program, it may have options for changing settings either in the ECU or somewhere else, so you should be careful when using it so you don't get yourself into trouble. Now, once you've located the port, the next thing you should do is take the OBD scanner and hook it up. Now, most scanners have a sort of plug-and-play principle, so there's no need for batteries or anything else. Also, when connecting, make sure that you don't damage the socket, so turn it the proper way. As you can see, it has an exact fitting for the port, so don't turn it like this, put it the right way. So you plug it in. It should go inside smoothly. As you can see, the OBD reader comes to life. Now, we made a separate video on how to use this scanner exactly. I'll leave a link so you can watch it. If you would like to buy the exact same OBD scanner that we were using in this video, the SC301 from the company CGSulit, we'll leave a link in the description so you can buy it. Now, after we've connected it, we turn on the ignition. Do not start the engine, just turn on the ignition. And depending on the type of code reader you have various options. The basic principle for any kind of code reader is that you have arrows here for going into menus. This is the back button, this is the enter button, this is the restart button. In case of the SC301, you have a scale here for a quick scan if everything is okay, and the inspection maintenance button for making a complete scan. So, for instance, we're gonna make a complete scan of the Skoda. Start this. Again, this is the basic principle on how most of these types of OBD scanners work. As you can see, it says linking to vehicle. Now it's connecting to the vehicle's ECU. And as you can see, in case of the SC301, it shows what the faults are and what should be checked. Also, there's a red warning light that there are errors. When you want to make another scan, you go and use the back button. Here you have various menus. Okay, you use the arrows to go through each and every one. You can look up here for what every fault codes means. Here is to print data and so on. What's important on this part is that operating any of these tools is based on the same principle. So again, you plug it in, it connects to the car's ECU, it reads the code, and then you use these arrows here for going through the menus, back button to get out of the menu, the confirmation or yes button for confirming, and this has a button for restarting. When you want to disconnect the OBD button, make sure to turn off the ignition and just pull the plug out like this. When pulling the connector out, be a bit more gentle. Don't use any excessive force so you don't damage either the OBD port or the connector. So for the end, I hope that after watching this video you concluded that there is no need for any kind of resentment towards using an OBD scanner. It's very simple. I think it's much more simple than using a smartphone. Besides that, having an OBD scanner around the house will enable you to be the master of your situation in most cases. So when you get a check engine light or something like that, you'll get a good idea of what may be wrong, and if not solve the problem, you'll be able to get a good idea what lays ahead of you in terms of time, cost, and what kind of repair is at hand. Also, there is the matter of saving money. For a relatively small investment, you can buy an OBD scanner. After a couple of diagnostic readings, I think that the OBD scanner will repay itself. Also, if you've noticed, there's a cat in the in the engine bay. That's our little cat. And if you want to see how to keep animals out of your engine bay, I'll leave a link below so you can watch the video. That's it for this time. I hope this video helps. I hope you'll be able to successfully use an OBD scanner. If you find the time, please like and subscribe. It's a huge help for what we're doing. Also, visit us at our website displayrepair.com where you can find more useful car and driving tips. Thanks for your time and thanks for watching.